make sure that you visit that restroom before you start dining there.
Yes.
Make sure
you can order yourself a drink, but then head to the bathroom right after.
Run the hot water.
Yes.
If it doesn't have hot water in the bathroom, they don't got hot water in the kitchen. I mean, they might, but that's
already an X.
That's my assumption.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a red flag. Hi, welcome to the Modern Waiter podcast. I'm Marlon Joseph, the Modern Waiter, where we discuss all things restaurant business. Learn something, laugh at something. On today's episode, we will help you find the best restaurants in your town or wherever you're at.
Talk to me.
Is it from referrals? Is it from reviews? Is it from an app? We will discuss, but first, the intro.
Tired of working deadbeat jobs for lame pay. I'm tired of getting fired and hired the same day. If you know the rules of the game, then you'll stay. And if you don't, then you'll be a pawn.
As usual, I'm joined by my good friend Danny DeVilla.
What's up, people?
Before we get into the show, I would like to invite you to, if you do enjoy our content, please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up. If you find some value, share it with a friend, because that really helps us to grow, helps us to reach other people, like-minded people. We are growing a community, so let's get right into it. There are reasons why you would want to find a really good restaurant.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I'm looking at this through the lens of two scenarios. One is you're local, you live here, and you really want to find a place that you enjoy eating or celebrating or have a special occasion.
Yes, somewhere different that you might not have been to before.
Correct.
Yeah, absolutely.
Correct.
A new gem.
Yeah. Because for me, I only go to a few places because I know that they're going to be right.
We like what we like, and we like the consistency of it.
Exactly. And then another way is helping you find a place that you're not even familiar with. So let's say you're traveling.
Yeah.
You got to eat.
You got to eat.
How do you find the best places to do that? And we'll get right into it. And we have some really juicy ones today.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Let's talk about reviews for a minute.
Okay.
Before we even it is a way to find a good restaurant, but not all reviews are the same.
No.
And
we've talked about this on other shows where how you read a review to understand if it is a good restaurant or if it's a bad restaurant, or if they're giving you the fluff or not. Mm-hmm. And we talked about, where we're, even with the negative points, if there's a lot more good than bad, okay, and you can read into it, and we talked about how to read good reviews and stuff like that.
Yes.
That's how you can really, when it comes to reviews, that's how you can find decent spots.
Yes. I want you to use the reviews, not to abuse the reviews.
Absolutely.
And by that I mean trust them, but don't trust them. Mm-hmm. Okay? A lot of places can game the system.
Don't let it be an end-all, be-all.
Here's my advice. Use a review to eliminate
Absolutely.
A restaurant choice. But don't just go by the reviews to make your choice to go there. Build and use some of the other tips that we're going to give you in this show in addition to the reviews. Mm-hmm. Man, I've gone places and just gone by the reviews and, it looks good. And I say, how does this place get good reviews? And I haven't really quite answered it, but I suspect not only are they gaming the system, but the people who are writing the reviews are bozos.
Yeah.
They're not really a good source of what is enjoyable, at least for me. And so that is why through a review, you really want to use it to say, okay, I'm not going there because it seems to have terrible this or bad that or whatever the case may be. We'll do a separate show about fake reviews.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it's not in the scope of this particular show.
Yeah.
Now, when you're going through a review, you want to gauge it. Hopefully, there's a lot of reviews to go through, and I go by groups of 10. Mm-hmm. Go through your first 10 reviews, and you want to get the feel for what the reviews are trying to tell you. You want to also eliminate the outliers, okay? If it's like, very effusive and things like that, assume it's fake. And if it's just, this is the worst terrible thing, assume it's competition trying to break the man down.
Yeah.
Okay? You want to take you go through the first 10 reviews. What's the tone of what they're saying? Because there's usually
a tone.
A recurring theme. Yes, a recurring theme. Thank you very much. that happens in these reviews. I've not gone to places and trusted that when you hear, I had to wait a long time, and this is slow, and this and that, da-da-da. That's what you're looking for. Then you go for the other group of 10, and then you get the tenor. So I would look at no less than 30 reviews in groups of 10, and then you want to read about 3 to 4 of reviews from each. Yeah, and see what people are saying, because sometimes there's some nuggets in there. There's some tips about how to get a good, happy hour drink, or how to get this, to ask for the best dessert, or whatever the case may be. It's worth reading some. The whole lengthy review ones it's like, what are you?
Are you writing a book?
I know. Are you writing a book? You're taking this way too seriously. So yeah, look for the common thread. And I'm gonna post on TikTok. There's a post that I came across, and I talked to Omar about it as well. I believe his name is Freddie Wong, and he had a tip for finding a good Chinese restaurant for food, though. Yeah. Okay. And he says 3.5 stars on Yelp is your sweet spot. No more, no less, because his theory was when you have 4.5, 5 stars, or whatever the case may be, the too many white people, his words, not mine, really like it, and it can be kind of overvalued there. Yeah. And then if it's, too little reviews, as far as if it's like a 1 or 2 stars, the food can't really be that good. Yeah. What his theory is that most Chinese places, according to him, authentic Chinese places, the
like
service isn't all the service.
There's no service half the time.
Good. Right. So
but that's that fire food, yeah.
That's that fire food. So terrible service brings it down. The good food brings it up. Yeah. So the average is about 3.5.
That makes perfect sense.
So it does make perfect sense. However, to me, there's a flaw in that logic. What if you want the good service?
True. But when you're thinking about China, at least when I think about Chinese food, I'm more like, when we're talking about good Chinese food, it's usually from a takeout or somewhere like that, where, if it's mom and pop, they don't have time for it. They have time to make their food good. Yeah. There is no sit down. There is probably a table in there when their kids are coming in there while they're doing like their homework, so they can keep an eye on their kids while they are running the masses of people. Yeah. Yeah. I found it very entertaining. Yeah. And for a certain style of restaurant, I'm sure that yeah. To me. No, that makes sense, especially like a takeout. Yeah. That makes perfect sense to me, because that's how I look. That's almost how I look at my Chinese takeout as well. I don't want it to be a 5-star. I'm not looking at the direct 5. I'm looking for, like the 3.5 to 4-star, nice and right in between. Boom, this little hole in the wall has the best food on the planet. That's what we're talking about. Yes.
I find that to be not necessarily the ratings, but there's a particular restaurant here. It's a Vietnamese restaurant, and they're not known for good service or friendly service, but the food is so good. I've had terrible service and wanted to boycott, but it's one of the best places for pho in town. I'm like, man, you got me. You got me. Come on. But what are you going to do? I want it.
Exactly.
I want it, so I got it. But yeah, don't expect the fire service. No. But it's not like they're rude or anything like that. If you want to refill, you get the flag down. If you want to, you have to be a command of the things that you need. They're not going to just come up to you and say,
absolutely,
everything all right?
Yeah, they're not there to smooth it over. They're there for the, like you said, the quality of the food.
They know they got the nuts.
Exactly.
They know they got the nuts.
They got the word of mouth in there. For sure. I'm sure of it.
Is this not why you're here? So yes, tip number 1, don't use the reviews, don't abuse the reviews. Absolutely. Don't go all in and stuff like that. Just eliminate, don't decide based on the reviews. Now, tip number 2, do some research and recon. And by that I mean you gotta lay eyes on the restaurant. True. Okay? Now, how that happens when you're locally, it's a lot easier. Yeah. You can drive by and you can walk by, look for the long lines. Okay? If the place is,
I think we talked about this. Remember, you were in
San Diego. Yes.
And you go to him, he goes, man, we were at the spot and the line was long, and you go, and the first thing I said, so you should have stayed at that spot.
Should have stayed there because we went to the place.
For that.
Yes, I didn't even take my own advice. We just wanted to get eaten, and we went to the place that we could sit right away, all the while staring across the street
at the monster.
Yeah, and like bad service. I don't want to say bad service, but just not good. You know. And the food was just
not great.
And I ended up going across the street to try to get some satisfaction anyway. It's crazy. But yeah, lay eyes on the place, and if it's empty, there's a reason.
Yeah.
And if it's busy, that's the way you want to go.
If it's full all the time, let's say you've been to somebody for like a week, and the first 3 days you're walking by and you're like, man, this place is packed all the time.
Yes.
On that 4th or 5th day, you should probably go have dinner there.
Yes. And provided that it's not next to, you know, a tourist trap, like a attraction or something like that.
Amusement park. Yeah, something,
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Use your common sense. That might be why they're flooded. It's just because it's off
convenience, exactly.
Yes. However, if that's not the case, definitely
check it out.
Make a reservation. And if you can't get in, consider, if it's just 1 or 2 people, consider kind of sidling up to the bar. You can get sat at the bar a lot faster than you can get a table. But if it's like 4 or more, you're gonna have to get a reservation.
We used that trick in Vegas, remember?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we went to go when we went for the, not this time, but the time before that.
Yeah, when we stayed at Bellagio.
Yep.
Yeah, we went
up the bar. Yeah,
right at the bar.
We snuck right in.
It was packed. Oh. and it was great timing. Listen, that could be a whole other show. How to get a bar seat, because you really have to. Well, the easiest thing is to ask the bartender.
Yeah.
But you have to know who's going to be
getting up,
finishing up, and things like that. And you don't want to pressure them. I've been pressured before.
No.
Look at them. It's like,
you just gotta keep. No, you got to keep your distance, but at the same time, keep your eye on your spot.
Yes, keep your eye on your spot because you're next.
Yep.
And it's invaluable because you get that personal service sitting at the bar,
right there in front of you.
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Unless unless you're deep,
Yeah.
over 4 people.
Exactly.
2 top, best at the bar.
Yeah, it's great.
Great service. Or if you're single,
oh, it's the best.
even better.
Why would you not go to a bar if you weren't single? When you're by yourself, that's the best place. You want to be around other people anyways.
I think some people just are so used to getting a table. They don't consider the bar.
Oh.
The bar's that gem, bro.
Yeah, it's quality.
It's quality.
Quality.
I can't even say enough about that. That's the hack.
Yeah, that is the hack.
You can bypass any long wait and go to the bar because your wait is going to be significantly shorter. I'm not saying you're going to sit right away. The bar is empty.
Yeah.
But
even if the bar's full, it's more transient. People are either
yes.
Sometimes the people, like you said, that group before, they might be at that bar but waiting for their table.
Yes.
Okay. So it's a very more transient spot where you can sit in a lot more quicker than somebody sitting at a table enjoying their meal compared to, what we were just saying.
And the hack for me is you get the bartender's attention, you get a drink, you tip him appropriately, and you let him know that your intentions are to have sit at the bar and have a meal. And he'll elbow somebody that's gonna steal your spot maybe on the other end. Oh, I have a customer coming, wipe it down, bang, bang, bang.
Got you.
I got you. Now, so yes, do some research and some dining. I mean, and some recon.
Yeah.
And locally, obviously, it's easier. But I got you covered when you go on vacation. Plan ahead. Let's say we're going to San Diego, let's just say, okay? And you know where you're going to be staying. Figure out some restaurants around that you really want to try out.
Absolutely.
Try to make a reservation, preferably online, and see, because you'll be able to have a visual of how busy they are. Mm-hmm. So a couple weeks from now, you're going to be going. Try to make a reservation for like a Tuesday.
Yeah.
If they're busy on a Tuesday,
they'll let you know something.
That's your place.
Oh yeah.
And so if it's just wide open, oh, come in anytime, you can walk in.
You might be a little worried.
And so that's and then you can always do the walk by and things like that when you get there, but that could be too late.
Yeah.
There's a lot of times you're only going to be there for a couple of days.
Yeah, it could be really quick.
Yeah, so depending on the amount of people that you have, if it's less people, you can apply the bar trick and things like that. But if you just happen on some place, be prepared to wait.
Absolutely.
You know, they may still take walk-ins because a lot of places, you know,
a lot of people still do. Yeah, absolutely.
Things like that.
Now, you're gonna be wait. Like I said, you will wait.
You'll be waiting.
You know, you can get in.
Yeah, and it'll be tragic if they don't take reservations. You know, and you're on vacation and things like that. But you know, have a drink at the bar.
Yeah.
But do some recon is my second piece of advice. Thirdly,
Talk to me.
the menu.
Yes, you should. That's a given to me, though, almost.
Talk to me.
If you're anywhere you go, I'm the first, like you said, reviews, and then I'm looking at the menu, make sure there's things on there that I like. I'm looking at what they have. I'm looking at the pictures on the menu.
Yes.
I'm looking at all these visual things, especially when you're not living here.
Yes.
Like if you're going somewhere and you're out of town, you're checking out the food because people are everybody's very visual now.
Yeah.
You know, even with their reviews, they're showing you like food. You know, so all these things, and if you can get a consistent flow of what everything looks like, and if it's hitting your palate, then you might have a gem right there.
Yeah, that's one good thing about the going online. You can voir dire the food.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of tricky because
sometimes those items aren't there anymore.
They're not there anymore, and they changed the
menu
the prep around it. They may still have the dish, but because I get people come in all the time and they're like, "Oh, I'll have this." I'm like, I don't know when that was.
I haven't seen that in years.
I have what's that? What this menu I gave you?
It's what's on there.
That's what's on there. Don't ask me about something you saw online.
Yes,
it don't have an expiration date on it. It doesn't. Anyway, so getting back on topic. All very valid points what you talked about on the when looking at the menu. Here's where I'm going with it. If they're just pages or way too many items,
I understand what you're saying completely.
They can't do all that good.
No, they can't. That's a diner.
Diner or not, you can't possibly
if the
do
menu
25
is too big,
dishes good.
If the menu is too big, then there might be an issue.
Red flag.
Yes.
I mean, the fewer the items, the better. Because then you don't have time.
They're focusing on things.
They're focusing on things. There's nowhere to hide. You know what I mean? There's nowhere to hide. You got to do this well. If you're busy and you have a small menu,
you're killing it.
You're killing it.
You have the gem.
That is the gem.
Yes.
Right there, right there, right there. So the menu should tell you.
If your line's outdoor and your menu's small, you want to eat there.
You need to eat there. It is your duty. You have to,
especially if it's in your palate. Like, especially if it's something that you want to eat or that you're going to eat anyways. We understand there's a lot of dietary restrictions out there, but if it's something that you can eat and that you do eat, and it's a small menu, and there's a line, if you don't go there, you might as well got smacked in the face.
I'm telling you, because how many times have you gone to a restaurant and it's just like way too many choices,
like,
and then you end up going like, oh, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what I want.
Yes. And so there's some places, I think when you have a place that has a lot of different items, it's just variations more so than a lot of SKUs, if you will. Another way that you use the menu, and you're going to combine the menu with a little bit of recon. Check out the dessert menu. Okay? Now, hear me out on this. The dessert tends to be an inclination or an idea of their attention to detail. So many places just focus on the regular menu, the appetizers, the drinks, the entrees, and then they drop the ball on the desserts. But if they have good desserts, chances are they have spent a lot of effort and time on the regular.
Yeah, that means they're all in all the way across the board.
They're all in. Thank you. They're all in all across the board. And so that's that's not my own little suggestion. But, it's a theory, and it's one that I've felt that holds true.
It is. Yeah.
Take a look at the desserts. If you can, do some recon, order some dessert, and then you can really
fine tune it. Yeah,
you can fine tune it. And if they have some banging desserts, chances are their menu is fire.
Yes.
Now, number 4. Are we on 4?
Yeah. 3 was the menu.
3 was the menu. You're right about that. Number 4, referrals.
Okay.
Can be tricky, though. The reason why it can be tricky is for the following. you really have to take advice from the right people.
Yes.
You could be asking someone who
has no idea.
And they'll tell you what they think is good, but they may not have ever even been there.
True.
They may not even enjoy good food.
They might have heard from somebody else.
Yes. Let's say that, you're into a certain style of food and you're just asking the cab driver or something like that. He may not, he
might have just dropped somebody off there.
Exactly. And he wants to be helpful. It's not like he's, being, deceitful.
No.
He just wants to be helpful.
Yeah.
So be careful. My advice when you're doing the referrals, you have to qualify the
person that you're talking to.
Correct. So let's say that you just really want to have some local, home down, cost-effective meals. Find any workaday person that you can find anywhere. I don't care if they're, working construction or they're behind a counter or selling newspapers.
Anybody blue collar,
that's who you holler at.
That's who you want to talk to.
That's right. Because they're not there to spend a bunch of money on their lunch break.
No.
Okay? They're there to tell you who's got the fire food for least amount of money and
the best bang for your buck.
Correct.
Show.
So really qualify who it is that you're asking.
Absolutely.
Now, if you want something more upscale or really good food, you have to find people who are into food. How do you do that? Okay? I've had a lot of people ask, their waiter or their bartender. It's a good place to start because I would ask a few questions as the following.
Talk to me.
Do you like to cook? Usually people who like to cook like to eat. They appreciate, they know the ingredients they like. I find that to be a big cross-section in the Venn diagram of things. What else would I ask? I would ask how many times do you go out in a year to eat? Or how many times a year do you go out to eat? Or when's the last time you went out to eat? And if it's every once in a while, they're getting rooked too.
Yeah.
You want somebody who goes out.
Yeah. You want the balance. They do cook, but they do eat out as well.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
And if they never eat out, then you can't take their advice.
No.
Then you're better off on your own. But so referrals are huge. And I'd be careful with concierges at the hotel. They're a good start.
They are a good start.
But then you kind of have to follow up.
But yeah, then you want to see if their story is valid or not.
Correct.
That's the key.
Because the concierge, they mean well, but a lot of times they have affiliations. They have they get perks,
kickbacks, all that kind of stuff.
And so, I would do it too.
Yeah.
But I'm looking out for your best interest. It's a great place to start because they are a wealth of knowledge.
Absolutely.
They are invaluable. But I wouldn't take their word
they're not the end all
on
be
a
all.
restaurant. Yes, correct.
They are, like you said, a great place to start. And then, like you said, that's when you do a recon.
Oh.
You get the concierge information.
I like where your head's at.
And then you go do the recon. Now, if you see, like you said, you come there on day one, concierge says, oh, this spot's great. For the next couple of days, you got to eat somewhere. But you walk by, if they're packed,
yes.
you have an idea. Now you're like, okay, A, he said it's good. B, they're packed.
Yes.
You've already crossed off 2.
Yes.
Now you go to your phone. You look at their reviews. You say, oh,
yes.
okay.
I like the way you're putting it together.
This is what I'm looking for. Okay, they got the menu I'm looking for. They got the reviews I'm looking for. They have the referral.
Yes.
This is how you find these places when you're out of town.
And then you look at the menu.
Yes.
Boom.
Boom.
Menu's just moderate to small.
You're golden.
You got yourself a jackpot. Number 5, and this is a part of recon, but I wanted to give you my last tip, my little gem. Visit the restroom.
We've talked about this before.
The restroom will tell you a lot about their cleanliness, what they allow the guests to see. If they allow you to see a dirty or a stinky, not well-maintained restroom, run.
Yeah.
Not walk, run.
Leave immediately.
Leave immediately. Because then what you can't see, it's a problem.
Yes.
It's a problem. So that's my last tip. make sure that you visit that restroom before you start dining there.
Yes.
Make sure
you can order yourself a drink, but then head to the bathroom right after.
Run the hot water.
Yes.
If it doesn't have hot water in the bathroom, they don't got hot water in the kitchen. I mean, they might, but that's
already an X.
That's my assumption.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a red flag. And so those things are really, really very, like, it sounds simple, but when you put it together like you did,
that's the move.
Mwah.
Yeah, that is how you get through these things, people.
And if it misses, you couldn't have done any better.
Yeah, then there's nothing you can do.
There are no good restaurants in your town. Move.
Exactly.
Let us know if you have any tips to share with us. Write it in the comments. Yeah. Make sure that you
Is there something we missed? Maybe, but I doubt it because that's pretty spot on.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. I mean, that's what I've been pretty fortunate about finding some places. When I went to Chicago, I found some bomb places like that, and it did not disappoint. I eat a certain way, and I like to eat fresh ingredients, healthy ingredients. And when I eat real comfort food, it's deliberate.
Yeah.
I really have prepared myself to do so. But I still want the good service. Or, okay, like for instance, Tom Jenkins' barbecue here. Omar was telling me that he didn't care for the service. I go, what service?
It's not, like I said, that's like a takeout to me. That's the same idea.
It is a takeout. I mean, they have benches and stuff.
That's what we're talking about, the same idea with the Chinese spot. It's the same idea.
Yeah.
You're going there for the food. There's a line out the door.
Out the door all the time.
Yeah, they can close when they want. There's days that they're just closed.
Yeah. They close, I think, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah. There's just days I go out, they're just closed. I'm like, okay, they have the power to do that.
Yeah. They crank it. They close Sunday, Monday. And then in the summer, I think they leave for like 2 weeks.
Boom.
Great food. Love it.
Yeah, he takes what is it, pecan? Pumpkin? Pecan.
Sweet potato, baby.
Sweet pie every time.
Yeah.
Not a slice. The whole pie.
Sweet potato pie. I'll tell you what this is what my go-to when I go to barbecue joints. I gotta have something sweet, so you better have some sweet potato pie or something like that, right? I do the chicken and I do the ribs. So usually half chicken, half ribs.
Oh, that's perfect.
And I'm all about the side. You gotta have some cornbread. You gotta have some mac and cheese.
Boom.
I gotta have some coleslaw.
There it is.
And
you know what's so funny is everything you just said is on the plate at Ellis Island.
You're right about that. All except the pie.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Ellis. And the last few times we didn't get to do the barbecue.
I know. It's been a minute.
Because we've been
murdered. Yes.
Our man Pete at O'Shea's been murdering us. He got me on the way out again. But we'll tell you about that. Oh, by the time
this comes out, the other had been out.
Yeah, the other one would have been out. But we didn't really talk about, it didn't happen to us yet.
It didn't happen yet.
We recorded before he murdered us.
Yes, it happened right after.
Oh, no. Maybe we should talk about it right now.
That was strong. So for all of you that saw the Vegas, you're obviously going to hear about the Vegas show and stuff like that.
Yes.
That Monday, we recorded, and then we went and had some cocktails before our flight. We got pretty banged up.
Okay, so
not even to say not even banged up. It was like a replay. Okay, we walk in and we're like, and like, oh, our guy's here, and all our boys are like, you have a guy? We're like, yeah, and it just immediately the shots started flowing, the drinks started flowing.
You're kind of burying some details there. The shows did go very well, so we were pretty happy. However, for a few times that we've ever done it, we did shots before the show. Our man Jay bought us some Kraken rum, which you'd see on the show. He bought us that, so we had a shot there before
it was Vegas Kraken rum too.
Yes, before her show, we cracked another shot.
Yeah,
so we were feeling nice from then. Duffy wanted to go to O'Shea's. To O'Shea's we go. Pete wasn't there when we showed up.
The whole weekend he wasn't there.
He wasn't there. So we started drinking. And we asked, where's Pete? Oh, he's on break. He comes in like Willis Reed through the tunnel. Started kicking it. Oh, I remember you guys. Shots. And the whole time, since I got banged up the first time when I went with you in June, I said, no.
Yeah,
I'm not doing this
anymore. He's been good the whole weekend.
I was good the whole weekend. I was holding it together. And I refused the first shots. It was green teas. Then he served B-52s. And I said to myself, that looks delicious.
It was delicious.
So I had one. That's all it took.
That's all it took.
The other 3 shots were just me in the corner getting worked by the bam, bam, bam. Uppercut. Oh, my gosh. A couple other things happened that I can't talk about.
Oh, those things
you
stay in
can't
Vegas.
unsee.
Yeah, those things stay in Vegas.
I told a couple people, though.
I'm sure. Don't tell the audience. It's all you told the people.
Nah, I can't tell the audience. Very embarrassing. Very embarrassing. Needless to say, we got hammed up.
Yeah.
Hammed up. It was a bad showing by both of us.
Oh, man.
I don't know how Duffy got on his flight.
He was the next day. He was okay.
But he still got banged up.
Yeah, but he's still the next day. He didn't fly out till the next day. He got to sleep in.
Did he? I thought it was early in the morning.
No, Jay was early in the morning.
Oh, he was hammered too.
Oh, yeah.
He had to go see his folks. Sideways.
Sideways.
We went to the lounge, and I've never seen Danny so
I was hurt.
rough.
I was rough.
Rough. I didn't even know if I was going to make it through the whole flight.
Yeah.
I wanted to cry. I felt so
I was
bad.
rough. The lounge actually helped me put it back together. Okay.
Really?
Oh yeah, because if I didn't put it back together in the lounge, the flight would have been almost null and void.
Yeah. It would not have helped us.
Not at all. The lounge helped us.
It was a red eye.
Oh yeah. Oh. Yes.
Oh. Can't wait to go back.
You know it. All right, people.
Thank you so much. And do reach out to us.
Yes.
themodernwaiter@gmail.com. At The Modern Waiter Podcast. Follow me on Instagram. That's where I do a lot of my connections and things like that. And I got a couple series. It's coming.
He's got some stuff working.
I got some stuff coming for you. We're gonna start working you guys over with the content. So thank you so much. We'll see you next time. I'm Marlon Joseph, The Modern Waiter.
I'm Daniel Villain. Subscribe, people.
Whoop, whoop.
Later.
Sweet 16. Y'all know what it is. BMR, holla back. I woke up early on my born day, another year.